Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Sorry, I got my pearls on from Miss Camila Harris. Sorry, got my pearls.
History in the making.
History today in the making. But happy Wednesday. Look, I was about to say Thursday. Happy Wednesday. I hope you guys are having a great day. We're in the middle of the week, so it's still not, you still got time to correct your week, correct your day. The day's not over with, to get it back on track. So, I'm coming with you with quotes. So the one today is, you got to think about big things while you're doing small things so that all the small things go in the right direction. Now I want to say that one more time. You've got to think about big things while doing small things so that all the small things go in the right direction.
That's powerful, man.
Now let me break that down a little bit. So it's crazy how we have goals, and everyone, how we have goals and dreams and aspirations.
Right.
And some people think about the big picture. But in order to get to that big picture, you have to take small steps to get there. For an example, when you see, if I like puzzles, crossword puzzles, things in that nature. You see the box, you see the cover, and you see how beautiful that picture is going to be.
Right.
But then when you open the box, you see all these small pieces.
Right.
This is similar to our life, because you have to put every piece together to get to that big picture.
Come on.
And so basically, when it comes to our goals and our aspirations, it's the small things that we kind of take for granted. Because we're so excited to get to that big dream or the end goal. We're so excited to get there, but it's the work and the process that you're going through that's going to help you get there.
That's good.
Just the simple things as your daily affirmations, your daily devotions, spending time with God, working out. Whatever those things are for you, those are things for me. But whatever you are working towards, those things are going to help me with my end goal. And I can't just think about, okay, this is my end goal and this is where I'm going to go. No, it's a process. And so when I read that quote, I got cold chills, because I'm I'm a structured person. For those of you who don't know, I'm very structured. I'm very organized. I'm very OCD about things, but I'm very intentional when it comes to what I want to do. I know what I want and I know what I don't want. And I laugh about that because that's how Kalia is. So, that's my mini-me.
Y'all pray for me.
That's my mini. But, I'm really intentional with what I want to do, but I want to make sure that everything is in order. Now, don't get me wrong. Things always don't happen in the order that I want them to, but that's okay. I've learned and I've grown that it's okay that it doesn't have to go in that order.
Right.
Because God throws some things at me and He's like, that's not how I want to go.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you had a plan, but I'm going to mess it up a little bit because I got something better.
Yeah.
And so basically, I really just thank God, really, because I don't know, this year has been a blessing so far, and I already know how the end's I don't know how the end's gonna go, but I have a glimpse of where I see it going.
Yeah.
But I'm just so excited because I really had to take a step back and really look at those small things that I want to achieve every single day. The small things that I'm doing that no one's watching me do, the things that I'm doing that I don't have to announce that I'm doing it, but just things that I'm doing every day that's making me better. And I really just make sure that you're intentional and you're listening and you're focused on them with intention and purpose.
Yeah.
Because you could be doing these daily things that you do, like your lifesavers, with the Miracle Morning, is that you could be reading your Bible, you could be reading your devotion or listening to your devotion, or you could be working out, but are you intentional? Because you could just be checking a box. Oh, I had to work out today. Oh, I had to read my daily devotion today. But what did you learn from your devotion?
Yeah.
Are you better off after you read it than before you read it? There's a difference. And sometimes we get into these routines where we're just like, this is what we need to do. And I do this a lot. And that's why 2020 woke me up. It really woke me up because I'm used to, I like my routine. But sometimes I lost track of being intentional with it. I knew that I had to do them, but the intention wasn't there.
Yeah.
So I had to get myself back on track. And again, just those little things make a huge difference. And I promise you, as you plant those little seeds, your flower is going to bloom. Your flower is going to be beautiful. Your flower is going to be everything that you imagine and more, because God's going to add His touch to it.
Yeah. He's going to add His touch to it. And it's going to be a touch of love.
Right.
It's going to be a touch of perfectness, right? And the thing about the small steps to get to the big picture is that it's levels to it.
Yeah.
It's levels to this. And when we understand that it's levels and everything that we're doing is a next step. It's a next step with each conversation that you're having, each book that you're reading, whatever it may be, it steps to it.
Right.
We're not always going to see the stats, right? Like you got your role players in basketball per se.
Yeah.
The role players, they not necessarily on the stats sheet, right? But they doing all the small things that helps the team win. See, in life, we got to do things that's not going to be shown on the stats.
Right.
The things that's not going to be shown on the scoreboards. The things that people are not just say, hey, good job. Hey, I seen you do that. No, sometimes we just got to do a lot of things to get to the big picture, right? We got to do a lot of things that's just not going to be seen. It's not going to get its it's confirmation, it's
Right.
affirmation that we necessarily looking for.
Right.
That's why I was mentioning yesterday. We gotta be our biggest cheerleader.
Yeah.
We have to be, because in waiting on our process,
Mm-hmm.
in waiting and getting to where we're going to get to, it's a process, but we gotta be patient. We gotta know that, hey, I'm going in the right direction. I'm
Right.
doing what I need to do. Be intentional on what we're reading. Don't just look over the words and say the
Right.
words. It's a lot of times that I can read something that's like what did I read?
Right.
What did I comprehend?
Yeah.
Right? I can't even tell you 5 minutes later what I just read, because I
Right.
wasn't intentional. I wasn't purpose. I wasn't trying to see what is it that within this reading that I need to grab out of it. Right.
Right.
And
And I would just definitely say from your video yesterday, which is a phenomenal video, he held down the fort for us. I had to go to work. But basically, one thing that he mentioned in his video is that at the beginning of this, actually the beginning of last year, I actually threw a big goal at him. And I said, and I threw it at him and I said, what do you think about this? And he was never scared of it. Let's be clear. He was never scared of our goal, but he was like, it's possible, but we need to do X, Y, and Z. And so once I threw that goal at him, because it's actually a lot of goals in one. This year's gonna be great, but there's multiple goals that we want to hit and milestones that we want to hit.
Right.
And so when I threw it at him, he was kind of like shocked, because I don't know if he knew that I was gonna throw something that big at him. But once we analyzed, what the big picture is, we had to come back together as a couple and as a family and as business partners and say, okay, this is where we want to get to. This is what we need to do.
Yeah.
And every day, we don't have to, our business partners don't have to see us doing everything that we're doing, because it's really what you do in the dark that's going to come to light.
Come on.
And so they don't have to see us doing everything. You don't have to tell them every single thing that you're doing, because it's going to eventually show.
Right. Right.
As we say, numbers don't lie. Everything that you're doing is going to come to light.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're working and consistently working on yourself or your business or whatever you're working on, it's going to eventually come, and people's going to be able to see what you was working on in the dark when no one was watching you.
Keep going.
Yeah, you don't have to get a thank you or you're doing a great job. Like, yes, that goes a long way, but there's a right timing and place for that.
Right.
And there's different seasons. So when he said there's levels to this, there's different levels to it.
Yeah.
How I am in level 1, I hope not to be the same way in level 2,
Mm-hmm.
and so forth. Like, I hope to be a more mature and grown and more wise in level 2, but then I want to be able to execute as well.
Yeah.
And so, I love the fact that, again, like, sometimes I really feel like we take life for granted, because we are blessed with so much that we don't have to struggle for much. And not just us, but like in the United States, like, we're very spoiled.
Right.
In spite of what's going on right now, like, we are very spoiled. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but sometimes we just take the small things for granted, and sometimes we just need to reboot, as our coach said last time. We need to reboot our systems, and we need to actually be able to refocus on what we actually want to accomplish. But don't take those small things for granted, okay?
Yeah. If you aim at nothing, you're going to hit it every time.
Mm-hmm.
All right? If you aim at nothing, you're going to hit it every time.
Yeah.
So it's a mindset. It's like, if I think I can, I'm right.
Right.
If I think I can't, I'm right as well.
Yeah.
Y'all see how that works? So my just aim for everything, aim big.
Yeah.
But understand this process is to it, right? It's a whole year, right? A whole year, but knock it down in 4 quarters, knock it down in 90-day cycles, knock it down in 30-day cycles. It's steps to it.
Yeah.
But get each step, be purposeful, be intentful, and just pay attention to way life works. Pay attention to what's going on around you, because God will give us so many signs. He'll give us so many messages within the person that you think that's not even gonna get a message from. Right? Oh, he'll give us so much, but we just gotta pay attention. We gotta open up our eyes. We gotta open up our ears.
Yeah.
And understand that everything that's being done, progress is being made.
Right.
And you're going to get to where you're trying to get to.
And last thing, too, that, you said that sometimes we get messages from people that we never expected to get messages from.
Yeah.
So don't judge a book by its cover, and don't judge somebody because they're not as professional as you, or they're not as successful as you, because I can learn a lot from anybody. I don't care what level you are in your career. I don't care if you're old, young, black, white, orange. I can learn from everybody.
Right.
So I'm very intentional with who I speak with. But you never know who you can learn from, and you never know who God's going to send you for you to learn something. So in the midst of, appreciating the small things and work to the small things to get to your big things, go big or go home, but never lose sight of what you want to do.
Go hard. Go hard, y'all.
Have a great day.
Let's go.